welcome back to Sparkman Homestead. My name is Krista, and today, being that we have a lot of ice outside, I thought it would be perfect to sit down with you guys and go through and show you what I am planning for my 2023 garden. We are already there. We're already at the planting stages, and it's so exciting. We are actually even already at the seed starting time for some stuff, so that's pretty awesome. So I just thought I would sit down with you guys and show you what I'm kind of planning on putting in my garden this year. There is a lot of seeds here. These are all the seeds. Now I am sure, I know myself, I will end up getting out to the Amish in March, going in the greenhouse, and usually I end up buying a couple of varieties that I didn't actually seed start myself. And I also probably will end up picking up some seeds from out there. Our local Amish have a whole bunch of different, they sell starts essentially, and they also sell seeds. So you can buy little packets like this. Like, this is one of the varieties that I will be growing this year. It is a salad bowl green loose leaf mix. I don't know if you can see the price there. I paid $1.60 for this, and this bag was full of seeds. And I really like getting seeds from out there because they're going to be good for my area. So I tend to pick up a couple of seed packets when I'm out there. So I guess I'm going to get started and kind of show you guys what I am growing. I buy my seeds from everywhere. I have a couple of seed companies that I really like to order from. And then sometimes if I'm like, let's say I'm in Lowe's picking something up and I manage to make my way over to the gardening area, sometimes I pick up seeds there too. So I have a lot of different places that I get my seeds from. And the other thing that I'm really going to be focusing on this year is using up some seed packets that have been opened from previous years. I don't want to waste any seeds, and I kind of want to use the old before I start ordering new seeds. Because what happens is I get online and I see all these special new seeds that they have coming out, and then I end up with a lot of seeds. And I really don't like the idea of them going to waste. So I want to get using some older seeds. I do have some new varieties in here. And I also have some varieties that have done really well for me, and I just keep ordering them. I guess I should also let you guys know where I am. If you are new here, welcome. I am in zone 7A, so I am a little north of Nashville, Tennessee, and south of Bowling Green, Kentucky. So I'm kind of smack dab in the middle. My actual frost dates go according to Portland, Tennessee. So I don't even have a Kentucky frost date because I'm so close to Portland. April the 12th, I believe, is when they're saying that my last frost date is supposed to be this year. I will not put anything frost tender out in the garden. Because I have now gardened here for 4 years in Kentucky, I know that it is not safe to do that before May. So I usually leave my peppers and tomato plants until at least the first or second week, sometimes even. I think last year I did the second week because we had a really, really late frost. So I usually like to do my peppers and my tomatoes at the beginning of May. And then anything that is not frost tender usually goes out in March. So like my lettuce, my carrots, my peas, my onions, all that stuff usually for me goes out mid-March. So I'm going to be getting some stuff started because I have that March deadline to get it out. So yeah, that's just kind of a little information on where I am and the kind of stuff that I choose to buy. Certain things like lettuces, spinach, things like that, I usually try to buy varieties that are slow to bolt, because where I am located, what happens is it is cold all the way up until the first week of May, and then all of a sudden a light switch flips off and then we are in full-blown heat and humidity. It goes from like 0 to 100 real quick here, and sometimes it is all happens in one day. So I need to get stuff that is slow, that can handle cold up until we have the light switch go off on that day, and then they can handle heat. So slow to bolt is kind of what I try to find for my varieties. So some of them you will find that's what they will be. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to explain all of the different, like the attributes of every one of these. I'm just gonna kind of do an overview and show you guys what I am putting in my garden. I just showed you this. I'm gonna put this one in. This is that salad bowl green loose leaf mixed lettuce. I'm also going to be doing this one. It's just, we really like the butter crunch or the butterhead, whatever you call them. We really like that style of lettuce. So I will be planting quite a bit of those varieties. This is another one that I'm gonna be putting in. Again, another butter crunch or butterhead, whatever you call them. Butterheads, I think is what they're called. And this, again, another one. And then this one I like. This one actually was a free one from Baker's Creek, so I appreciate it because I do really like this lettuce. And then I like to have some romaines in the garden because I do like the Caesar salad, and I also love to have chicken lettuce wraps. And so I do grow a couple varieties. This one is absolutely amazing. This one did really, really well for me last year, so I am hoping to get another good harvest. And then I ordered this variety this year also. And then Stephen has requested some arugula this year. So that's gonna be my, kind of my salads or my lettuce that I'm going to plant. And then I do a lot of broccoli and cauliflower in the spring. And we have really, really, really bad cabbage worms here. So I usually have to end up covering them up because otherwise they will just get annihilated. So I have a couple of different varieties. This is one of them. I'm gonna try that one. And then I'm also going to do this one. This one did well for me last year. And then for cauliflowers, we're gonna do this one, this one, and then this one. This one's a really fun one to do also. So I like to do my cauliflower and broccoli in the spring, and then I just put them in the freezer, and that's usually what we use. I am gonna try to do a fall crop with these also. So these will not go away in the spring. I'm gonna end up keeping these seed packs out so that I can do my fall garden with them. I actually need to get these started this week. This is going to be one of my major focuses this year, is trying to master the celery growing. Last year I tried to use elastic bands to kind of keep the celery together, and all of the elastic bands broke, and then the celery ended up like sprawling out like this. And what happens when it does that is it gets really long and stringy. But not only that, I did not water them appropriate last year, and so they were really dried out, and celery needs a lot of water. So that is going to be a huge focus. Another really big focus for me is going to be carrots this year. I went to order some carrots from Azure Standard, and they had gone up quite a bit in price. So I am going to really try to focus on getting some in the garden. This is one variety. This is another one. And then another free seed packet. I'm not a fan of the purple carrots. They really tie your hands when you pick them. But I thought I would just, again, it's a free packet. I thought I would just give them a try and see if I like this particular variety. I have really, really bad clay soil here, and because this is only my 4th year here, I haven't been spending a lot of time on getting that soil amended so that it's nice, light, and airy. It's a work in progress. So because my back garden, like my in-ground back garden, is only 2 years old, that clay is really rough. So I'm gonna actually try to put these up in my side garden, which has the raised beds, which have been there for 4 years. That has beautiful soil in it. So I'm gonna try to put these in there, and hopefully I will get a good carrot crop this spring. I absolutely love kohlrabi. I grew it last year, and it is such an easy thing to grow, and it is super quick. Like this kohlrabi matured in 50 days, and it is so good. So I'm gonna do this kohlrabi, and then I just ordered this one from MI Gardener, so we're gonna do that variety of kohlrabi also. It's super good. It's like a mix in between like a cabbage and a turnip and a broccoli. It's like all kind of the same. I love it. I love it roasted. I love it cut up, steamed, and then put a little butter and salt and pepper on it. It's delicious. So for cabbages, I am going to do this one this year, and I'm also going to do this one. I also ordered another variety. I haven't gotten it back yet, but I ordered it from MI Gardener, and I'll post a picture right here for you guys. It's called Mammoth Red Rock Cabbage. And because I like sauerkraut, I like to have a variety of different color cabbages in it. So I'm hoping to have a little mix of different colors. I'm also going to try to grow this year. I absolutely love turnips and I never tried to grow them. So this is my new to growing for me this year. And then kale is a major staple. We absolutely love kale. So I am going to plant 3 different varieties. I'm going to do this one. This is Stephen's favorite kind. So we'll do lots of those. This is a new one that I am going to do. And then this is my favorite kale. So I'm going to do lots of those ones also. It's nice to have a mix of kale just to like saute up. And again, it's perfect in like soups and stuff in the winter. So this year I'm really going to focus on getting quite a bit of it frozen so that I have it in my freezer. And then peas, I'm going to get those guys out pretty early. I'm going to get them in the ground in March. This one, I think I only have like 4 left in it. But like I said before, I want to get these older seed packets used up. I'm also going to be putting these in. These have done well for me in the past. So I'm going to do those again. And then this is just another variety I picked up. I'm going to put those in. And then I love snap sugar peas as like a little garden treat. So those are going to be our peas for this year. And then I'm going to try to plant some of this spinach in the spring. This is a slow, it says it's a slow to bolt spinach. So I'm hoping, I'm just trying to read the back here. Yeah, it says right on it, slow to bolt. So this one I'm hoping I can get a good harvest from. And then this stuff is good for the winter garden. So this I'm gonna put in my garden in the fall. So those are the 2 types of spinaches that I'm doing this year. And then I also like to have radishes. Radishes are so easy to grow. They usually only take 25 days, literally from putting them in the ground to when you harvest, it's around 25 days. So it is a really quick turnaround crop and they're delicious. So I'm gonna plant some of these radishes and then love these ones. And then I don't have a photo of this, but these are from Baker's Creek. I can attach one right here for you guys. It's called Pink Beauty. I've grown this in the past. Again, radishes are such an easy thing to grow. Super quick. One thing that I have not had any luck growing, and I have tried it now for 3 years and I'm not giving up. This is, I will grow a beet and I will be successful. And this is the year I will be successful. That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm declaring it. So I'm going to be doing these, and I'm going to be doing these ones. And I thought for some color variation, I'm going to do these. I love pickled beets. I love canned beets, so I'm hoping to get a nice color variation. Mind you, this one will probably get dyed if I'm canning it with these, but this is my goal this year. I have a lot of goals with my 2023 garden. Carrots, celery, beets. Those are my 3 things that I'm going to master this year. Baby steps. I'm becoming a master gardener. I'm also going to grow these flowers. These ones I absolutely love. They are such a prolific flower and they do so well. This is what I'm planning on putting in my front garden. They just go crazy all year and I absolutely love them. So I have to get these started pretty early. So get those seeds started with the celery. For herbs, I have a lot of herbs. I have a storm shelter out there and all around my storm shelter is kind of where I keep my kitchen garden, and I call it a kitchen garden because that's where I go out and I have like a basil plant. That's where my thyme is, my rosemary. I just go out there so I can quickly cut it, use it for eating that day. So cilantro, I put this everywhere. I put it in my back garden, my side garden. Every garden gets a cilantro plant because we love cilantro. And this variety is actually really good. It's a slow to bolt variety. And then I just have some more here. This is the dill that I'm going to be growing this year. I'm going to go through these pretty quick because I have a lot of them. I am going to be growing some tarragon, and then 2 different varieties of parsley, and then some marjoram, and then I'm going to be putting some more calamine down because I absolutely love this tea. And it does self-seed pretty easy, but I just want to grow some, I want to seed start some just in case some of my stuff didn't self-seed this year. This is another fun plant. I've grown this in the past, and it is true. It does, if you put it in your mouth, it makes the spot go numb, and it's really cool. So I actually seen that there was a mouthwash with it, so I'm going to grow some more of this and then make that tincture with it. This is another one. I am obsessed with this smell. It is up there with my favorite smells. This and basil. I absolutely love this. This is a perennial, so it will come back. I have it in one spot, but I'm wanting to actually plant it in another spot. I have some borage here. I actually ordered some more from MI Gardener, and it is coming. I will post a picture here so you guys can see what it looks like, but it is gorgeous. The bees love it, so I like to have it out there. This is another one of my focuses this year. We really enjoy mullein tea. It is really good for cleaning the lungs out. So we have a lot of this tea in the winter, so I want to grow some myself. This is another one that I'm going to try this year, again, just to have it in my medicinal cabinet. This is a new one to me. I absolutely love the smell of these, so I want to grow some. And then another new one to me is lemongrass. This one also good for tea. It's also good for flavoring like Thai dishes. And then peppermint. Mint just goes crazy. So I have a lot of mint back there, but I actually don't have any peppermint. So I want to get some peppermint there, and I'm going to grow that in a container so that it will be self-contained and not take over the garden area. This is another one that I need to get seed started, and there's hardly any seeds in here, and everywhere I've looked, they've been sold out of them. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna seed start these, but I'm also going to pick up some already starts at the Amish in March because rosemary I love. And so guys, I am very obsessed with basil. It is my favorite smell. It is my favorite, to me, it says summer. These are all basil varieties. I absolutely love them. I put them with my tomatoes. I do a tomato, a basil, a tomato, a basil, and the basils they grow into like tree sizes. It's amazing. So I'm planning on doing a couple different varieties because I want to try to make some different mixes with basils. So I picked up a lemon basil, and then I have this leaf basil. These things get huge. I also ordered, and I will attach a photo here, I ordered a mammoth basil from MI Gardener, which is about the same thing as this. They're the same concept. They just get really big leaves. I'm just doing like a standard sweet basil. And then I am doing this variety. This I really, really love. This is amazing for making pestos with. It even says it on the package. It's known to make good pesto. So I grow this, and it is really, really good. And then I like this variety just because of the color. I like to have different colors sprinkled everywhere in my garden. And then for the beans, I have a goal this year that I want to start to grow some of my own drying beans. So I have a couple of these ones left, so I'm just going to empty out the seed packet and grow some of these. And then I am going to try my hand at cannoli beans. I went to go and buy some from Azure Standard. If you follow me on Instagram, I did a post where I showed you guys all my MR Gardener seeds that I got in when they were shipped. And one thing that I want to try to do is grow these because they are expensive to buy either pre-canned or even dried. I think on Azure it was $19 for a 5-pound bag of these. So I want to try to grow these myself and eliminate that need to buy those. And then for green beans, I have a whole bunch of different varieties here. I love canned green beans, so I like to grow quite a bit so that I can can them up for the winter. So I'm doing this variety. This is a bush one, and then this is another bush one. We're gonna do a mix of different colors. And then this one, I just wanna empty out the package because it's only got a couple in it. And then again, same with this one, just got a couple in it, so I'm gonna empty it out. And then I think this one, yeah, these are both Kentucky Wonder pole beans. So these are both pole beans. This is just not labeled Kentucky Wonder, but it's the same thing. I have the actual Kentucky Wonder. So I'm going to be doing those for my green beans, and then I'm also going to be growing some soybeans. I really like growing these and throwing them in the freezer. These are perfect for nights when we're having like an Asian dish. We love to have the edamame beans on the side. Again, I tried to order from M.I. Gardner and he was sold out of the variety that I wanted to get, so we're just going to use the rest of these ones. Corn is another one of my ones that I really want to focus on because we went through our corn so quick last year. I did not grow nearly enough. So I have 3 different varieties we're going to try this year. We're going to do a peaches and cream, my favorite kind of corn. And then we're going to try this variety. And then we're also going to try this variety. These varieties are all labeled super sweet, which is what we like. And then I'm also going to try to grow some of my own popcorn this year. I do have another corn that you could dry for like grits and stuff, but I'm not going to grow it this year because I really want to focus on getting my canned corn, like making sure I'm growing enough to do that with. And then of course popcorn, because we eat a lot of that also. And then okra. I am planning on growing 3 different kinds of okra. I didn't do it last year because I didn't think that we were going to eat it as much, because I did grow it a couple years ago and we really didn't eat it hardly at all. But this year, because we have that air fryer, I am going to try to do a lot of air fryer, like fried okra. So I'm going to try to grow it again. So I'm going to do this variety. And again, okra does amazing here because of our heat. Okra loves heat. And then I'm also going to do this variety and then this variety. This variety did pretty good for me the year I grew it. And the flowers are so beautiful. If you don't grow okra to eat it, just grow it for the flowers because they are absolutely beautiful. And then for squash, we're getting there, guys. We're getting through it. For squash, I'm doing the Faithful butternut. I love butternut squash, but I also ordered this new variety this year. This is supposed to be a super, super sweet squash. So I'm excited to try this. And then I will post a photo for this one because they don't have it here. This is a Canada crookneck squash, kind of like a butternut, but really long. And then the go-to spaghetti squash. I have really bad squash bugs in my garden. They are really, really bad here. So I don't usually have very much success growing squash. So fingers crossed I can kind of get on top of making sure that I am managing those squash bugs this year. And along the squash line, we have our summer squash, which is zucchini. So I'm going to grow this one. I'm going to grow this one and this one. I love fried zucchini. I love putting shredded zucchini in everything. It's a good filler. Steven's not a zucchini fan, but if you can shred it, you can usually end up sneaking it into meals because zucchini is one of those things, it takes on whatever flavor you're cooking it in. So you can use zucchini in like savory or sweet dishes because again, it just absorbs that dominant flavor you're cooking it with. So let's say you're cooking it with like chocolate. You're making a chocolate zucchini cake. It's going to pick up that chocolate and you're not going to taste like a vegetable in there. So zucchini is very versatile and it grows like crazy if you don't have squash bugs. I'm going to save the tomatoes and peppers for last because those are my favorite things to talk about. So for watermelons and regular melons, we are going to grow these. Steven loves honeydew, so I'm going to grow some of those. And then cantaloupe. He also loves cantaloupe, so we're gonna do a couple different varieties of cantaloupe for him. I am planning on putting a trellis in my back garden, and I'm just going to do all of the cantaloupes on the trellis. I'm also going to do this Kajari melon. This kind of is a mix between a cantaloupe and a honeydew. It's super yummy. I'm gonna do that on the trellis also. This I grew last year, and Old Tennessee melon. It is so prolific, and those things get, I think last year I grew one and it was almost 25 pounds. It tastes like a cantaloupe, but like a 25 pound, 30 pound cantaloupe. They're huge and they do very well here, hence Tennessee. I'm gonna try this variety this year. It says that it tastes a bit citrusy and pearish. So I thought I would give this one a try. I grow this one every year. I absolutely love them. And then I'm just gonna throw some of these in the ground. I'm just gonna do a couple of these. And then I am not really doing very much cucumber this year. I have a lot of pickles already done, so I really don't need to focus on growing cucumbers, but I am gonna grow this one just for fresh eating because I do like to have cucumbers in salads and stuff. And then for my pumpkins, I'm going to grow this one. These can up really well. I like growing these. And then these are another one also. Now, both of these varieties are very like moisture. They when you use them in like baking goods, you really have to drain it for a very long time. They're good, sweet tasting pumpkins, but they are very water heavy. So I am going to try to do this one this year. It is supposed to be a more of a meatier pumpkin, so we're gonna try to grow this one. Plus, I just, look at that. That color is amazing. I would love to have these sprinkled in my garden. So those are gonna be our pumpkins. So for flowers, we have quite a bit of flowers. I have a whole bunch of different varieties of zinnias. Like this one is really cool. This one, and then we're gonna do that one. This one's just like a variety pack. It has a whole bunch of different ones in it. This one is just beautiful. I love that style of zinnia. And then we have that one also. I have another one here. This one just grows like a whole bunch of little zinnias. I think that's it for the zinnias. And then calendula, I do a couple of different varieties for calendula. I actually make a face wash with calendula, so I really like to have these in my garden. Again, all of these things, I just kind of sprinkle them everywhere because they attract butterflies, and I love butterflies in my garden. So I'm gonna put those down. I'm also going to do some of these in my front garden. These are amazing. Look at that. It's a black pansy. Amazing. And I'm also gonna put these in. These look really pretty. And then I saved some seeds from last year. This is a Thai blue butterfly pea flower. It is really, really good for teas. I couldn't order, well, they had them available, but they're very expensive. It's like $5 a pack, and I think you only get like 5 seeds. So I saved some seeds from my crop last year. I will post a picture here and show you guys what it looks like, but I absolutely love these. And then I'm gonna do these for my nasturtiums. Just gonna kind of put them throughout my garden. And then in my front garden, I am just going to do a layer of this just for aesthetic purposes. Again, we are planning on doing some landscaping in the front, and this is gonna kind of be like the carpet for it. Marigolds, I like to have around my tomatoes also. This one is beautiful. And then just this little one here. But this is my favorite marigold mix, and if you look at the name, Steven, my husband's nickname is Sparky, so this is perfect for us. I grow these every year just because of the name. And then sunflowers, I like to have sunflowers everywhere. I absolutely love them. I also like them because I will use the seeds when they're done and I give them to the chickens. So I'm gonna do this variety. This one's really pretty. And my favorite type of sunflowers are the branching sunflowers. So a regular sunflower is just a regular stalk and you get one big head on the top. So like this one is one of them, the Titan. That you get a big, huge, tall stalk, like sometimes like 6 feet tall, and then you get one big, like size of my head flower. But branching ones, so ones like this, or like this one, you get sunflowers coming off everywhere, and I love those ones. This is also another one of those tall ones, so this will just grow one stalk, and then this one is really, really beautiful. Absolutely love it. I actually took a photo last year, and I'll again put it right here for you guys, and they just are so beautiful. I absolutely love them. I have another variety coming from MI Gardener, which is called the Evening Sunflower. And then I also have another flower coming from MI Gardener, which is a carnation. I'm really excited to grow some carnations. They're perennial, so they will come back every single year. So I'm hoping to put some up in my front garden. Carnations just are a beautiful flower, and these ones are a white one. I apologize if I'm going quick. I'm just trying not to make this video 5 hours long. Now we're on to my favorite, the tomatoes and the peppers. Now I will not be seed starting these until like mid-March because again, I don't put them out. And well, actually that's a lie. The peppers I am starting this week, but the tomatoes I won't seed start until March. So we will start with the tomatillos. I'm gonna grow this variety. I grew that last year and it didn't get to be too big. And then I'm gonna try this one. I hope that it is going to produce a bigger tomato for me. We really love tomatillo hot sauce, so my focus is to get a lot of those grown. For the cherry tomatoes, I'm gonna try this variety. Looks super delicious. There was some cherry tomatoes that I actually bought from the Amish, just already grown. I just went out there one day and bought them, and they were delicious. And I think they were this kind, so I really want to get some of that in my garden. And then I'm also going to grow these ones. And then we're gonna grow these ones. I love cherry tomatoes in salad, and they make like the perfect, like mix them with basil, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, mozzarella, perfect. So for the regular tomatoes that we are growing in our garden, I purchased one from MI Gardener. It hasn't come yet. It is called the Giant Crimson Tomato, and it is supposed to be an extremely rare seed. If you actually go onto his YouTube channel, he does have a video kind of explaining about it. All right, I was just editing the video, and I just kind of wanted to come in and explain a little bit more about this crimson tomato that I ordered. It is actually, I am on his website right now because I'm going to read from the website so that you guys know kind of about the tomato, because I did not explain it good at all. So it is actually sold out now. That is what the website is saying. There was, when I ordered it, there was actually a limited 2 packets per customer because he was trying to get it out to as many people as possible. So there's only 5 seeds in this package. So what it is apparently it is a extremely rare tomato. I'm just going to read kind of from his website, so please excuse me not looking at the camera. So it is indeterminate tomato. Plants produce a decent sized amount of tomatoes that are pink and red hue when they are fully ripe. They get to be around 8 to 10 ounces and sometimes even close to a pound. The fruit is kind of like a beef steak with the meatiness, but it's also got the juiciness of a slicer. And seeds are medium sized but few, so each tomato doesn't have very many seeds in them. If you haven't heard of this tomato, don't feel bad. Most haven't for over 45 years. It was extinct until we sprouted the seeds from an 85-year-old packet. 2 of those seeds germinated and 1 survived. We were able to produce cuttings, saving the seeds, and continued the process. Again, I'm reading from his website, so this is what he is saying. It isn't about the money as much as it is the story behind this variety, the journey it took to get here, and the mission to preserve the genetic diversity of these seeds. You all get to try it for the first time before anyone else and be a part of the history, bringing back a home garden where it was what it was intended 85 years ago. So and again, if you go to his YouTube, he does have some videos showing you the process of how they saved the seeds and germinated them. So yeah, it's an 85-year-old plant. So I'm super excited that I got a packet of them. Again, there's only 5 seeds in this package, so I'm hoping that I at least get 2 of them to germinate, and then I will make it my mission to save one of those tomatoes so that I can actually save those seeds from it for next year. So I'm super excited, and I just wanted to interject in here and just kind of come back and explain it a little bit more for you guys, because I left it kind of like there wasn't really very much being said about it and it was confusing. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'm also going to be doing some of these. Not grown this variety yet. We'll just try them out. I'm gonna grow some of these. I've heard these are really good. We're gonna try them. And then I'm gonna grow these. Also, another one I've heard is really good. I've actually heard that this is like a smoky taste tomato, so I'm excited to try that one. I like this one just because of the color. I grew this last year and it did okay for me. It wasn't the best, but last year I did not have a good tomato harvest at all in general. So this one I like. It produces really big tomatoes and it was really good for me. This is another one that produces really big slicer tomatoes, another really good one. And then this one I just like because of the color. Grown that in the past and it tastes pretty good. And then for my paste tomatoes, like for making my sauces and stuff with, I'm gonna grow this variety. This one produces pretty big paste tomatoes. And then the go-to Amish paste, that one is a good one. So those are my tomatoes for this year, and I guarantee you that I am probably gonna end up getting some more tomato plants from the Amish. Probably going to end up picking up a couple of varieties that I didn't seed start. And those, I actually plan, when I'm planning my garden out, I always plan on having a couple of extra empty spaces because I historically have done that. So I've now learned just to prepare a couple of empty spots so that I can just throw a plant in that I'm trying to save. Okay, so for peppers, we are growing Steven's and mine's favorite, shishito. These things, you literally only need 2 plants and you will have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of peppers. But these things are so good. They are so good fried up, and then like you like kind of sear them. Oh, they're just delicious. You dip them in like a mayonnaise, the best. So I'm gonna grow these sweet peppers. I like them. They are super sweet. And then, you know, the go-to California Wonders, that's the red pepper. And then I also like these ones, that's the golden one. And then these are really long, like they end up being like really long and skinny, and it's just a sweet red pepper. They're really good. So that is for our sweet peppers. I don't really need to grow a lot of sweet peppers because I have a lot already in the freezer. But not only that, but we just don't eat a lot of sweet peppers. So I don't need to really focus on growing that this year. These are just kind of for fun because I like to grow things. The other thing that I don't really need to grow a lot of because I have a whole bunch already pre-canned up is jalapenos. But I do need to grow at least a couple plants because we are making that tomatillo hot sauce. And it does require hot jalapenos, or it does require jalapenos to make it. So I'm gonna grow this variety. And then I'm also going to grow some of these. They do okay. I grew them last year and the plant was really prolific. They don't get to be those huge like grocery store mammoth jalapenos that you see. They are like an average size jalapeno. So we're gonna grow those. And then this year I want to really focus on making my hot sauces again. I made 3 bottles last year and we're going through them pretty good. So I definitely want to grow some plants to make hot sauce with. So I'm gonna grow these ones. I'm also going to grow these to dry so that we have cayenne pepper and pepper flakes. And then this one I'm also growing for hot sauce. So guys, that is it. That is my 2023 garden. Hopefully you are not bored to death by watching all of this. And like I said, I always end up picking up some random ones from the Amish, like some plants. So there'll probably be more. And I'm planning on taking you guys along with me in the garden. I am hoping to, once we get into full-blown garden season, I'm hoping to be putting out like a weekly video kind of showing you the garden tour and showing you how my garden is progressing and what's producing well and what's doing well. So stay tuned for that in the summer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys.